Grab some food. We're gonna be hanging out for a little bit. What does a slump day look like? Have you gotten yourself out of a mental rut? Tips on getting brand deals for someone that is thinking about starting content creation. How did I have my hair grow so fast? I stopped one-on-one training. So if you're a single girly, listen up, I feel you. Wait a second, I'm 25 and I have nothing done. Is that normal? So you guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Brenda. First off, before we start this video, we should address the elephant in the room. I got my hair cut. And I also got a darker gloss. I don't know if you guys remember, but I said this in my previous video that I wanted to gloss my hair a bit darker, close to black, not fully black, but pretty dark, and change it up a little bit. I got a few inches off, and I also got these curtain bangs, and I think they're so cute, especially if I have my hair up in a claw clip just like I had it and have the curtain bangs come out a little bit. That is so cute. So I'm obsessed with this haircut and I feel like it's very fitting right now, especially now that we're in fall. So if you needed some hair inspo, let this be it. But anyways, this week's video is going to be a cozy sit down chit chat. We're gonna be getting personal with each other and I'm just gonna be answering your guys' questions, giving advice, like anything that I can really just say to help you guys. I'm going to try to do in this video. I put up a question box on my story yesterday on Instagram and you guys asked a bunch of questions. So I thought I would answer them while I do my makeup and get ready for the day. And yeah, just get comfortable getting to know each other. So get comfy, grab some popcorn, grab some food. We're gonna be hanging out for a little bit. So the first question says, what does a slump day look like? Have you gotten yourself out of a mental rut? Before I answer that, I'm gonna start my makeup. I'm using the Summer Fridays Sheer Skin Tint. This is in shade 5. This is what I use every single day. You know, I think that this is a great question because I know that people could just see me on social media or see me online and think that I am the most productive person 24/7. I hate to break it to you, but I am not. Obviously, social media is a highlight reel, and when I share content, I obviously want to share things that inspire you to be productive because when I am productive, but I'm not a robot. Obviously, I like to have rot days. I like to have, you know, days and nights out with my friends, which obviously cause me to be a bit of a couch potato the next day. And that's so normal. And that's really what I try to preach for myself is balance really is important because you can't just be locked in 24/7, locked in with your routine, locked in with work all day, every day, because you will reach a point of burnout. And that's actually something that I was dealing with these past few months. I don't know if it's more so like personally or creatively. The issue that I guess I was having is that, you know, my job is also about me and my life. So sometimes I don't know if I'm creatively burnt out or if I'm personally burnt out, but I've worked a lot through that and I've just given myself a lot of grace during that time and just honestly being a lot nicer to myself and reminding myself that at the end of the day, I can't take a step forward if I don't take a few steps back and hit pause. And that's what I've been doing, just like, you know, not filming as much and hanging out with my friends, like not being on my phone a lot throughout the day. I've just like really peeled back a lot of layers that have been adding to that burnout or to that overwhelm that has helped me tremendously. But to answer your question, yes, I definitely do have slump days, and I'd say that they're normally on the weekend, like Saturday or Sunday. I love to just sleep in, no alarm, have the slowest morning, watch a show. Currently I'm watching Nobody Wants This on Netflix. So good. That show's my favorite right now, and it's just like a good feel good show, especially on a weekend morning. By the way, I just applied my concealer. This is a Tower 28 in shade OC. Okay, the next question is it important to be friends with people that have the same goals as you? For example, I have a boyfriend and a best friend that doesn't have the same goals that I do. You know, I feel like two people can think of this a bit differently. I personally think that it can impact you because, I mean, at the end of the day, you are probably with these people more than, you know, normal of like somebody that you just are acquaintances with, like a boyfriend. That is a very important person in your life, I would assume. And your best friend is also somebody that you talk to every single day. So if you have different goals and let's say you're prioritizing a health and wellness journey and they're just not, it's so easy for somebody else and their routine to rub off on yours and also potentially have like a bit of a misalignment. Like I said, say that you're on a health and wellness journey and you're so excited because you're losing weight, you're starting this new morning routine, you know, you made some new friends at the gym. And if that best friend or that boyfriend isn't in that same chapter of your life, they could either feel a little bit jealous, or maybe they could be a bit passive aggressive about it. And maybe they like won't say it directly, but you'll just feel it. And the reason why I say that is because I've gone through that myself, and it just like makes you a bit uncomfortable. And I mean, not every situation's the same, but I do think it's important, especially when you are in a chapter of self-improvement, to surround yourself with people that have similar goals as you, but also like want to improve themselves mentally, physically, emotionally, so that when you are having these wins, you could also share it with somebody else and they be equally as happy for you, or, you know, are sharing their wins with you. And it's just like a mutual beneficial relationship. It's not to say that you need to cut them out, but I think it's so important in that chapter that you're currently in right now to protect your energy, because it's precious. Like, you're pouring so much into yourself that you don't want to just like share your wins with somebody that isn't going to be equally as excited about it as you are. So that is something that I have learned personally. So that's why I'm able to say that point of view. Okay, the next question is, how long have you been living alone and do you enjoy it? I have to say, I love living alone. It is a new level of peace. So if you're new here, I'm from New York. I lived with my family my first half of my 20s, which is weird to say. I'm 25 now. Actually, no, I'm sorry, not first half, because that would be up to now. I moved out of my parents' house when I was 23. So I've been in Florida for almost 2 years. Yeah, it was my first time that I've ever been living alone, and also moved away completely from my family, because New York to Florida was a big change. But I've been able to grow so much as a person and just like rely on myself and trust myself. You know, when you live on your own, like, you're the one that is creating your own routines, your own responsibilities, things that you need to do around the house, like whether or not you're taking care of yourself, like physically and, you know, in a food standpoint, like if you're eating healthy and like doing all these things, it's literally just you. And for the most part, I've been single throughout the entire season that I've lived on my own. So I've definitely enjoyed it. I've learned a lot about myself. And like I said, something that I've really appreciated was, you know, I can do the hard things. I can sit into my apartment and like have these nights where I'm by myself and cooking dinner and, you know, going to bed by myself, waking up early in the morning by myself, like going to the gym and like cooking all my healthy meals. That is something that a lot of people can struggle with, you know, especially if they're codependent in a relationship, or again, they've never been alone and the thought of being alone scares them. Like, I thought it would scare me because I grew up in a house where I had my brother and my mom and my dad, and everyone was constantly talking. Like, my parents didn't go to work, like we were always home. So I constantly had people around the house. So from going from like a loud house to just silence here, I thought I was going to go crazy, but no, like this has been peace. I have learned so much about myself and showed me that I can do the hard things. So if you're also in a chapter where you're scared of moving out or just being or living on your own, trust me, I know it seems scary, but it is the most liberating thing ever, and you're just going to enjoy it so much. I'm going to use some blush. This is the Rhode Pocket Blush in shade Sleepy Girl. Okay, the next question is asking tips on getting brand deals for someone that is thinking about starting content creation. So when it comes down to content creation, I am always supportive. Like, if I ever have somebody in my life that is like, hey, like I've been thinking about getting into content creation, like how do you do it? What do you recommend? Like, I am everyone's hype girl. I'm like, girl, if I could do it, so can you. Like, truly, this space is one that is constantly evolving, and like, you just truly need to be yourself. Like, no one's gonna be me, no one's gonna be the next person, like no one's gonna be you. Like, your biggest superpower and advantage is just being your authentic self, like not trying to copy other people, not trying to, you know, do things for the trends or do things that aren't you, because also it's gonna be exhausting to like constantly keep up that persona if it's not authentic to you. Which leads me to my next point in getting brand deals, right? Like, when I first started social media, I wasn't necessarily like, oh my God, I need to get a brand deal tomorrow. Like, I need to start making money and I need to start monetizing this like ASAP. It really was just the fact that like I genuinely enjoyed to create videos. It was an outlet for me, and it was also fun for me because at the time, you know, I was starting my fitness journey. I was, you know, sharing my fitness progress. I was just sharing anything that was relating to health and wellness. So it was exciting for me. I wasn't thinking like, oh, I'm going to make an income out of this at one day, or I'm going to get a brand deal. I honestly was very far from it. So I really relied on the fact that this is something that I was doing for fun. And if I wasn't going to earn income from it, like I was 100% okay with that. So if you're going into content creation just for the sole purpose of getting a check, it's going to be a tricky road for you. Because I'm not gonna lie, monetizing on social media does take time. It's not like, it doesn't just matter the fact that like you create great videos and your aesthetic's great. I think that's like a whole other realm of, for example, like UGC content creation, which if that's what you want to get out, like money out of, you definitely can, because UGC is when you create like really good videos for a brand and they pay you because you make those videos. But if you are trying to be a content creator and build a brand deals are only going to be relevant to you if you have the community and you have the following from people that like trust you and your word. And you're only able to build yourself up to that if you are okay with like not earning income from it for like years to come, because you're more so concerned about the fact of like, you know, sharing your story and building connection and building a following and building community, you know? So I think separating those two is really important. And that's like a tip that I will give to anybody. I know it can seem very glitz and glamorous, like seeing all these influencers like posting these ads and you're like, oh my God, like I want to do that too. Like I know I can. And it's not to say that you can't, like 1000%, anybody can do this, especially when you're authentic and yourself and like people see themselves through you. I just think it's important to not have that just be your end goal, because, you know, I think it also comes down to the fact that like you don't want to just accept everything. Like you don't want to just be thinking, oh, this brand wants to pay me X. Like, okay, well, if it's making me income, like I'm just going to say yes to every single deal. For example, for me, like when I get presented a brand deal, like I always see if it's something that I actually use or could see myself using and that my audience will also love. So it's beneficial for all of us. I'm not like, oh, I don't use this, but they're still paying me, I'm going to promote it. Like that's not really how it works at all. Like I truly only promote the things that I love, and again, like am starting to use or could see my audience loving as well. Like when it's very authentic, that's the only time that I'll promote something. So I think there's a lot of things that go into it, but to answer your question, that was a long-winded answer. So yeah, to answer your question in short, I'd say like just really focus on building your community, and trust me, like if you only focus on that, brand deals will come, and they will come in a very authentic way. Okay, the next question's a good one. It is, what benefits has your single era brought you and how will it benefit your next relationship? So if you're a single girly, listen up, I feel you. I have been single for the past 9 months, which is crazy to say. But it's been a great 9 months. And just like a little bit of a backstory, because I know that everyone's situation is so different. For reference, I'm 25. It's not to say that I've always been in relationships, but I feel like I sort of always had in a way. Like in college, I was in a relationship for the majority of it, like end of my college years. And then we broke up and then I was single for a little bit, but I was living at home. So I feel like there is a difference being single when you're still like living with your family and like living at home and still in your hometown. Like, I don't know, there's a difference between like I said, being single then, because you're not, I didn't feel like a full adult having my own routine and navigating the world. It was just very much like I'm a post-grad student. I am not in a relationship anymore. And now I'm like fully focused on trying to figure out like where I'm moving to and my career and all that stuff. So I feel like I didn't really have that like full point of reflection post college and that breakup. But then I moved to Tampa and then I was in a relationship for 6 months and then we broke up, and now I've been single for 9 months, which has been, again, a great 9 months. But this period specifically after that relationship, I've been able to really reflect on myself. I've really been able to reflect on, you know, like what I truly want in a partner and like how I want them integrated in my life, like what I won't tolerate and like what isn't going to align with me. And something that's important is somebody that brings me peace and somebody that is extremely supportive, and like vice versa. I'm a very supportive person. Like I want to be supportive with somebody else just as much as they're supportive with me. And like I want to prioritize that. I don't want to, you know, bend over backwards and like start deciphering text and then start like, you know, being in my chasing era, like, and that whole game thing. I'm not doing that. Like I am quite literally too busy for that. I'm also looking for somebody that, again, just like adds to my life, not even just from a way like financially. I know that sometimes people are like, oh, I want somebody to add to my life. Like if they take me out to dinners, they take me out on these dates, like this and that. Not even that, like just emotional depthness. Like let's have good conversations. Let's like push each other. Let's motivate each other. Let's hold each other accountable. Like I want to grow with somebody because I'm also very into personal growth and self-growth. And I want someone to align on that with me. And yeah, like I just don't want somebody to deter me from the path that I'm currently in. I just want somebody to be there with me on their own journey, but like we're both growing together. So I feel like that has very much been something that I've been reflecting on in this current period that I'm in. And like, that's like a non-negotiable for me. I think it's easy getting in a relationship when you're in college because you don't think of all these other life aspects. You just think of, oh, like they're cute, we have good conversation, let's start dating. But when you're an adult, you start thinking about all these other things, like all these other components, whether like you're compatible, whether there's chemistry, whether there is, what's the last C? I saw this on a video. It's like compatibility, chemistry, and I think it's connection. Those are the 3 C's that will make a relationship work. That's something that I've also really been thinking of and reflecting. That to say, I'm not like actively trying to find a boyfriend today. I'm very much happy in my single season, and again, like focusing on me, focusing on things that I need to work on, and also continuing to build my brand. Like I am way too busy to, again, be entertaining just about anybody. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm currently at right now. We're now gonna do some bronzer. This is the Say Spritz, the Dew Bronze. I love this stuff. Oh my God, I love these curtain bangs, but I'm not gonna lie. When that happens, that kind of irritates me, but they're really cute. Anyways, I just put this right above my cheekbones and on the top of my forehead a little bit, just to bronze me up. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, and you guys are gonna say that I'm not, but I feel very pale right now. I feel very pale. It has been cold here in Florida. It's been, what has it been? Like 60, 65 degrees, which I've been loving, but this isn't tanning weather. Like I can't just tan in the sun anymore, and I'm losing my tan, and it's making me upset. Like I want to be a golden girl. That's when my mental health is thriving. That's when my body is bodying. Everything makes sense when you're tan. You know what I mean? If you're a girl, you just get what I mean. But I just like to blend it in with this Makeup by Mario brush. Also, guys, I'm not a beauty guru, so don't copy me. My makeup comes out good when I do it, but I don't know if it's currently the right way. I'll just also blend it out with a beauty blender in case the brush left any harsh lines. Oh wait, did we see that? Is that the camera or does that actually look like that? Okay, it looks good. Okay, the next question is, how did you start your fitness journey, and also how do you stay consistent / motivated? I just started and I feel like I'm really struggling. This is a great question because I know that this is something that we all struggle with. We have all been there. I have been there. I started my fitness journey back in 2020. Yeah, it was 2020. So it's been officially like a little over 5 years. And the reason why I started was because COVID. Yeah, COVID happened. Everything was shut down. I was extremely bored out of my mind, and I wasn't happy with the way that I looked. Before that was in college. In my junior year, I was drinking a lot. I was partying a lot with my friends. And of course, I gained some weight. When COVID happened and everything shut down, bars closed down, obviously I was just like bored out of my mind in my childhood bedroom. I started looking up all these exercises. I think I was doing, what's her face? What's that girl's name? Chloe Ting. Oh my God, Chloe Ting, if you know, you know. But I started doing her workouts in my garage. I didn't have any equipment aside from a pair of dumbbells and an ab mat. That is all I had. I would put on her workouts and I would be working out there every single day, like for 30 to 45 minutes on top of like jump roping. I was just doing things that like made exercise fun, but I was also in a routine because again, there was like nothing else to do during COVID. And as I was doing that for like a month or two, I actually saw change in my body, but I also just fell in love with the way that it made me feel. Like I never loved to exercise. I hated the gym. Like I was the type of girl that was skipping PE in high school and in middle school because I just like didn't want to move my body. Like I was lazy. Like I really was lazy. So this becoming a hobby of mine during COVID was quite literally insane for me. And I just had so much fun with it. And then once gyms started opening back up, I decided to get a gym membership and I started strength training. And there was a lot of trial and error here. Obviously, I didn't know what I was doing. My form was not the best, but we continued going down that path. And I was so determined to see progress. And I think to answer your question, like that in the beginning was what kept me motivated. Like I saw change when I consistently showed up, and I had a goal to get stronger and to, you know, continue to like see changes in my physique. Like that was what kept me going. And I also made a promise to myself, like the day that I started my fitness journey, that like I'm never going to feel the way that I feel right now, because it just wasn't good. Like I wasn't confident in my skin, like my mental health was low, and I just like woke up feeling frustrated with myself every single day, and it wasn't a fun feeling. So I knew that the only way that I could make a change would have to come from me, and it would be me having like to make lifestyle changes and a different routine that would need to be implemented. And that is what I worked on every single day from COVID up until now, and it has been the best thing that I've ever done for myself. Obviously, I've been able to build a business around it. I've been able to help so many women achieve their goals in the gym, out of the gym, and just feel their best self, and it's so rewarding to me. So if you're just starting and you also are, feeling a little discouraged or unmotivated, you need to see the bigger picture. You need to see the end goal, and you need to remind yourself that like you will get there with time, with consistency, and with patience. But again, you really need to want it for you. I'm gonna do some lip liner. I've been using this dark one and like smudging it a little bit. It looks nice. It's from Kosas. I usually use a Huda Beauty Warm Brown, but today I'm using the Kosas in Supreme. I know it looks really dark, but if you just like lightly stroke it on your lips, like you can blend it in and it looks really good. People always ask me if I got filler in my lips, and I have not. I have not gotten anything done to my face at all. Honestly, if I wanted to get anything done, I would probably get some Botox, because homegirl's 25 now, and when I raise my eyebrows, I have some creases, but that's normal, right? Like, I don't know. Sometimes like I scroll online and I see girls that are getting it done and they're like 22, and I'm like, wait a second, I'm 25 and I have nothing done. Is that normal? I have no idea, but I just feel like it leaves the perfect outline, but also just like emphasizes my lips. So good. And then I will just use a regular gloss that I have. Honestly, it changes every single time. I got this sent to me in PR and I've been using it, and it is a lip serum. It's the Talk Back in Watermelon from Bubble. Guys, it low-key looks like a vape, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I opened it and I was like, what is this? But it's so good and it smells so good. It's so yummy. Like, look at that. Cute. Okay, we still have some more questions. Let's finish it. Okay, the next question is, I saw your video on manifestation and I really want to ask, like, how did you manifest your life? Like, how are you living the one that you're living right now? I posted a video. I don't know if you guys have seen. I'll put it up here, or at least like show you guys a little bit. But basically, it's a video of me back in 2022, graduating college. Just pulled out my iPhone and started talking to it. I don't know, I'm kind of weird. I like to do video diaries. I think, honestly, it helps me in situations where I'm doubting myself. I like to look back on how I felt a few years back, and then I'll rewatch it and think to myself like, oh my God, I remember how I felt when I took that video, and look at how much has changed. Like, look at how much I've grown. Look at how much I've achieved. So that's the main reason why I like to record myself when I'm feeling a bit low. Continue to remind myself that things are working out for me, even if they aren't in that exact moment. But yeah, so I took that video post-college because I was graduating and I was applying to all these jobs that had to do with marketing and communications, because that's what I graduated with in school. And I was getting rejected by a lot of jobs. They weren't accepting me, and I just felt very debilitated because everybody that I knew was applying to jobs and updating their LinkedIn and, mentioning they're getting all these jobs and all these raises and this and that. And I was still living at home, and I had no idea like where I was going to be headed. I had some internships before and I was working in a few places, but like, I didn't know. I really didn't know. And I was feeling very frustrated and scared because like, I knew that I was meant for more. I knew that I wanted to live out the dream life that I am currently living in now and helping women. I just like didn't know how I could get there. I just didn't know. Like, I felt it within me, and it was like scary to dive into that because, again, it's not your traditional route of a 9-to-5. Like, my family also had no idea what social media was. They still don't really know, to be honest. Like, they do, but they don't. They don't have social media. So everything was so new. It was like I was going into a dark room with absolutely no map, and I was just, trying to see what works. So it was really scary. It was hard, especially with comparison, but you know, I think I just had a lot of faith. I believed in myself. And one quote that really stuck to me is like, if you don't believe in yourself, like no one else will. And you also like can't fail if you never give up. So I really held on to those affirmations and those quotes. And I also motivated myself by the fact that like I had a bigger goal. I had a goal of helping women become their best self. Like I saw how much fitness has helped me and has helped and changed my life. I wanted to be that same person for women who are also, or who were in that position that I was in. And because of having that goal, like that is what I was harnessing. And I just knew that I was meant for more in that industry. I also think it's like reconnecting with your why and seeing the bigger picture and not giving up, because when you see something and you envision it, like you start living it and breathing it and just believing it. And that's what I was doing. I was also keeping my circle extremely small because this was something that was so important to me that I didn't want to like share it with I didn't just want to share it with anybody. I wanted to keep it private. Like I wanted to really romanticize on this and dream about it and not just like share it with everybody that might look at it and, you know, think to themselves like, I don't think she's going to be able to do that. You know, like when you share your goals with somebody and you can just tell that they're being a little like small-minded about it, and then it makes you feel bad about yourself. Like I've definitely done that before in my past, and I learned from my mistakes. I'm not going to be doing that moving forward. Like I just never gave up. I focused on my goal, and here we are 3 years later. And I mean, I still have so much more that I want to accomplish, so much more that I want to do, so much more that I want to, you know, make an impact on, and I'm going to continue to do. So yeah, I'm just really grateful. Last thing for my everyday makeup is this little freckle pen. I got it from ColourPop. It's called the Freckle Pen. Oh my God, guys, I'm gonna be an influencer, you know? When I grew up and I was watching people's like makeup videos on YouTube, they'd always be like, okay, this is what it's called. And that just reminded me of it. But yeah, it's the ColourPop Freckle Pen. And I like to give myself little freckles on my nose and under my eyes. I'm sure you guys can't even see it, but I feel like in person you can see it. And I don't know why, I just think that it looks cute. Like if you really see up close, you can see it. It looks so cute. I don't do anything for my eyes. I have a lash lift right now, so I just like to keep them no mascara because I always like to rub my eyes throughout the day and I hate rubbing it when I have mascara. I'll only wear mascara if I'm going out to dinner, out with friends, and obviously need more of a night look. So yeah, that is my everyday makeup. I know it's really not that crazy, but I thought that I could just do it and answer questions. Okay, side note, I've also been drinking the Pro Mix Deblo every single morning, and starting my mornings with this is just, it's incredible. It's amazing. It tastes amazing. It helps with your gut health, with bloating, and also just immunity of your gut. So cheers. So good. Okay, the next question is, what does a typical day look like for you as a content creator, and how many days/hours per week do you spend on content creation? That's a loaded question. So I think with this job, every day is different. You know, obviously I'm able to be as flexible with my schedule as I want to be, but I do like having routine. I do like having structure, especially as somebody that has undiagnosed ADHD. Like I definitely do. I like to keep myself as organized as I possibly can with things that need to be done, because if I don't and I'm very loosey-goosey, they're not gonna get done. And I also like to feel like I'm busy. Like I like to feel like I have things to do, like I have purpose. Like I don't wanna just wake up and think to myself, what should I do today? You know, I don't know. I like to feel like that when I'm on vacation, but with this job, I don't want to, you know, slip through the cracks and be very loosey-goosey. I have the goal to make, you know, impactful content and purposeful content. And that obviously takes a lot of time and planning and filming and editing. So obviously you need to be very intentional with it. So to answer your question, every day is very different depending on if I have to film something for a brand deal, whether or not there is a launch for an Honor Active collection, whether I have some meetings for my app team. So every week looks very different, but I'd say a typical day, I like to wake up early, 5 a.m. and head to the gym around 6, get my morning workout, and that's really where I have that full hour and a half to myself. Then I'll go for a walk, start out my 10,000 steps, get some coffee, listen to a podcast, come back home, continue listening to my podcast, making a high protein breakfast, clean up the kitchen a little bit. And that's where I'll like sit down with my planner and my journal and start journaling, and also start planning on things that need to be done that day based on my content calendar that I have already mapped out for the week, and also my Google Calendar, depending on if I have meetings throughout the week. So that's really where I will like plan out my day, the day of, but there's always something to be done each day. I guess it depends if it's a filming heavy day or if it's more of an editing day. If it's more of an editing day and I don't need to be filming like in this apartment or filming a lot, then I like to potentially go out to a coffee shop and edit there, or even like, go to a coffee shop and start like planning and brainstorming. Because I think with this job, something that I've realized is like, you need to constantly be inspired. You need to be like thinking about the direction that you want to be in. I don't want to just post the same types of content over and over and over and over. You know what I mean? Like that's repetitive, and that could be boring for me and also potentially boring for you as a viewer. I want to continue to provide information or content that you guys see me more in and we connect more. And that's a big goal that I've had this year, is to just open up more as a person and open up more about me and my struggles and like who I am as a person. And that's something that I've been experimenting through YouTube, which I've been just honestly so grateful for. I hope that answers your question, but every day is different. Okay, next question. I put my hair down because it has to do with hair, but everybody wants to know, how did I have my hair grow so fast? And I wish that like I, had a magic pill or something that I was like taking to just be like, oh my God, I've been using this, use this. My hair health has been incredible. I haven't. I am a firm believer of a healthy diet, less heat on your hair, using like, heat protectant if you are, because you don't want to burn the hair that you have, and getting regular trims. Like regular trims are so underrated, and I'm not gonna lie, I did overextend my trim this past haircut because I literally just got my haircut right now, or yesterday. I think I went like 4 months without it. I've got really busy, but usually I like to get my haircut every 2 months, and it's a very small trim. Like I never wanted to continue to cut my hair because I just wanted it to continue to grow. And every single time that I would tell my hairdresser, oh, can you just give me a trim? They'd cut off half my head. And I'm like, whoa, I did not want this. I did not sign up for this. So I just felt like my hair was never growing because I would get a haircut and like the trim would never be a trim. It would be like a bob every single time. After I like communicated with my hairdresser that I currently have now in Tampa, she just cuts off what is absolutely needed. And she knows that like my goal is to continue to have long hair. So she'll just give me a quick trim and then also just, style my hair in the way that I want it to. So for example, I just got these curtain bangs and I feel like it looks cute and fun and a bit different with my hair, which I really appreciate. But yeah, I just have to say, like, it really comes down with time, being patient, and again, getting those regular trims, because if you don't, your split ends are going to come up and split half your hair off. It's not going to look good, and you just have to, so that you can continue to have healthy hair. I'm so happy and I'm so proud of my hair health because I have really come a long way. Okay, last question, and this is a common one that I get a lot in DMs and one that I haven't really addressed here, but they wanted to know if I'm still doing one-on-one coaching with Believe with Brenda and accepting clients. And the answer is no. I stopped one-on-one training back in September. So not too long ago, but I stopped accepting clients and I stopped business for myself in terms of like one-on-one coaching, which was honestly a very hard decision for me because that was the one thing that A, has brought me financial freedom, but B, also the first thing that I have ever started on my own and for myself. And I've just like grown so much with it. I really have. Like when I started it, I was 22, just like so eager to help people and to build a business and build my brand. And it's not to say that like that's not me anymore, but like that was my number one goal. And now as I've been able to like grow my following and grow my community, I didn't want to just like cap myself to a small roster and only help like those individual people. I wanted to help people in general. Like I wanted to create a community that can come together and also support one another, which is why I decided to move into the direction of a one-to-many. So like my fitness app Thrive, where I'm able to upload and schedule programs in there and have have the community group chat and help you guys more on a larger scale versus just restricting myself with one-on-one coaching. And also with like everything else that I had going on, it was way too much on my plate. So yeah, I'm just like really excited about this new chapter that I'm currently in right now. And I'm excited to continue to grow it, to continue to inspire you, to continue to motivate you to be your best self. And yeah, it was just like the right decision for me at this given moment. Thank you girls so much for watching this video. If you've stayed and watched the whole thing, I love you. But I hope that you girls enjoyed it and got some inspo, got some motivation, or maybe learned a little bit more about me as I continue to open up. But I will see you girls in next week's vlog, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.